fight, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Now long the days on its run. For wherever we go, you'll always know that the army goes rolling along.
Oh my gosh, look at that introduction. I loved it. That was Olivia in marketing at HireMilitary. Thank you for setting the scene and the tone for today. And happy birthday to the Army, 247 years old today. If you are in the Army and you're joining us today, give us a shout. Tell us who you are, where you're calling in from, and which installation of the Army you're at. It's lovely to see you. I would also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the fact that it was Women's Veterans Day on Sunday. So happy Women's Veterans Day to all of our women in all of the forces, all of the branches across the US. If it's your first time with us today, it's amazing to see you. Welcome. I'm really glad you're here and really hope we see you again in the future, that we add value to you today. If you are an OG viewer, welcome back. So glad to have you here again. Put your name in the comments. Tell us that you're here. I want to say hi to you. So here we've got Bradley. Hi, Natalie, Randy, Damon, Sabrina. Gosh, everybody from all over. Ray from Germany. I love Germany, Ray. Stephen, April, yay. Go Navy, I see, rather than go Army. This is our favorite 30 minutes of the week. We get to spend it with you, sharing our support, encouragement, and advice, as well as talking about the newest roles that we have this week, as well as skill bridge opportunities. It's a chance for you to get to know our team, to meet us, to see our faces and hear our voices, but also for you to ask any questions, any burning questions that you have about transition, about the job hunt, about anything at all that you're finding a challenge or an obstacle at the moment. We are here for the whole of the military community, our transitioning service members, spouses, and veterans. So what we need to know is what you are looking for, where you're looking for it, and perhaps a little bit more about you. Again, like I said earlier, tell us which branch you're from. That's always really exciting and interesting. Daniel, William, Rhonda, Travis, lovely to see you. We utilize that information moving forward. So after each of these LinkedIn Lives, we go back through the comments and we are getting on average about 500 these days, which is amazing. And we sift and mine all of this information to go back to our internal co-workers to say, hey, Georgia's looking really interesting at the moment. Lots of people there right now, or we're looking for healthcare roles. This is what people are wanting. So we use this information that you provide us for discovery. A little bit of housekeeping today before we jump into the introductions and tell us who we are. First of all, we have an issue in the fact that LinkedIn doesn't allow us to put hyperlinks anymore. So whenever we're talking about roles and you're looking for the detail, all of our jobs are on www.hiremilitary.us. But if you forget that, or if you need the link, if you're mobile, then just swipe along to details. Or if you are watching us on a laptop today or a computer, you can go to the original post and you can see all of the links from there. Again, if you have any questions for us, please pop them in the chat so that we can have a look, because we do endeavor to answer them at the end. So as we get going, hi, New Jersey. Hi, St. Paul, Minnesota. Gosh, I used to spend a lot of time there. I'm Lucy. I am the Director of Talent Acquisition here at HireMilitary. I'm an active duty military spouse, and we are currently stationed at Eielson Air Force Base in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. Over to you, Kate.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Kate Wood. I'm a recruiter here at HireMilitary. I am a proud Army veteran, so it's always exciting to see the Army's birthday, and obviously a woman veteran as well. But I'm now on the spouse side. My husband is still active duty in the Army, and we are stationed actually near an Air Force base, Eglin Air Force Base in Northwest Florida. So really excited to be here today to see everyone. Always awesome to see. I saw someone was at Fort Stewart as well, and our marketing manager, which Lucy mentioned before, just PCS to Fort Stewart, Olivia did. So awesome to see that as well. So really excited to be here with everyone, and I will hand it over to Matt.
All right. Thank you, Kate. I'm Matt. I'm one of the recruiters here at HireMilitary, retired out of the Marine Corps back in October. I am currently in South Carolina, but you can see got some boxes, whichever way the computer wants me to point. There's no place in my house where I don't have boxes in the background because I'm moving up to Tennessee on Wednesday. Well, Thursday we start driving up there, but finally doing that retirement move out of the Marine Corps. This is really great to be here because, I got a chance to be a SkillBridge intern with HireMilitary and was able to get hired on full time once the internship was over. So, it's an amazing team of folks that just want to help you. We'll help you as much as we can, but we really want you to want it. So please reach out to us if you see anything you like. We'll help you. And we'll turn it over to Kadeen.
Hello again, everyone. My name is Kadeen Desir, one of the SkillBridge intern turned recruiter here at HireMilitary. I was in the comments and I saw Jacqueline is from Killeen, Texas. Jacqueline, my dad lived there for the longest time. There's nothing going on there, girl. It's so small, but it's an interesting little city. So yeah, welcome. We have some amazing opportunities I look forward to sharing with you guys today, in addition to a potential opportunity to join our team. So stay tuned and I look forward to sharing all of our roles. Oh, Lucy.
I'm still on mute. There we go. That's what happens when I try and be proactive. So let's get going. As we share roles today, if you're interested, please comment with the title of the specific role that you're interested in, and do use our website to apply. Like I said before, the link is in the description, and consider that we talk a lot about targeting your application. So make sure when you do submit your resume to us that it includes all of the information that substantiates your application and marks you out as a competitive candidate. If you're not familiar with that, if you're unsure, do scroll back through this HireMilitary page because I have created a couple of videos on that, or put your hand up, ask the question here in the chat, and we may be able to talk about it at the end. So, Kadeen, let's talk SkillBridge first of all. What have you got?
Absolutely. Lucy, before I begin, I just want to reiterate to everyone that SkillBridge is a Department of Defense initiative to help service member transition back into the workforce. So for these roles, it's specifically for service members within 6 months at the end of their contract to transition back into the civilian workforce. Majority of our internship is about 90 to 120 days. So if this is up your alley, I have 3 amazing opportunities I would love to share with you guys. The first of those opportunities is for an amazing company that everyone seemed to want to get into, Splunk, a data analytic company. We have a performance engineer intern. So for this role, they do want someone who is proficient in programming language, either one or any of the following, thinking about Go, C++, Java, or Python. In addition to that, they do want someone who has a bachelor's or someone who is pursuing their bachelor's or master's in any technical software engineering capability. In addition to, they do want someone who has experience in building software application, if it's self-taught, if you've done it through projects, or if you actually went on to a specific class. They're so open to considering you for this specific role. It is a remote position, so that is a huge plus. So once again, that is the performance engineer intern for Splunk. Our second role that we have is a Java developer / programmer role with a company called Faith System. So this is located in Fort Washington. So once your internship is over, they will consider a remote capacity for full-time employment if you do get hired on. So what are they looking for? They do want someone who has a bachelor's or master's degree in software engineering or in computer science. In addition to that, they do want someone who has about 2+ years of Java web product experience. That is highly preferred, not required. In addition to, they do want someone who has experience utilizes Servlet 3.0. Tomcat 7 is preferred. So once again, that is the Java developer / programmer role with Faith System. And as I alluded to earlier, you guys, we have an amazing opportunity for one of our lucky transition service member to potentially join our team in a capacity what I am feeling you have the potential to do as well, right? So what are we looking for in this specific role? We do want someone who is able to work externally and internally, working with hiring manager to develop job description, to post it. We do want someone who has experience with sourcing and screening candidates, looking at resume alignment with the job description, making sure it is a right match. In addition to maintaining a presence on LinkedIn. So we utilize LinkedIn a lot to source for our open roles and for great candidates. So just having experience networking networking, speaking with people, and connecting via LinkedIn. And then if you do have a bachelor's degree or any experience in the admin clerical space, that is highly preferred but not required. So guys, those are the 3 amazing opportunities that we have. If you are interested, please take the time to apply. And either myself, Brandy Walker, or Before Agby, we look forward to considering you. Thank you.
Kadeen, thank you so much for sharing. I don't know if you've scared people off in terms of saying you could do this, because I'm not sure how many people want to put themselves on LinkedIn Live every single Tuesday, and you would be a very, very hard act to follow. But yes, we do have that internship in our team. So if you are interested, definitely do drop us a line. We would love to hear from you. But for those SkillBridge internships and approximately 197 others, because we do have about 200 at the moment, take a look at our website, go straight to internships and see what we've got and if there's anything there that you're interested in. Kate, let's move over to you.
Well, hello. I am very excited to share some opportunities today. And just like Kadeen kind of did her intro about the SkillBridge internships, the roles that we will mention from here on out are open to veterans, military spouses, and transitioning service members that are looking for permanent opportunities when they transition from the military. So these are our direct hire permanent roles. And all of them, like Lucy mentioned before, can be found on our careers page, which is on HireMilitary.us. which is linked in the description, but I will also share more information about them. And if you're interested, you can also just type the name of the title of the role in the chat. That way we can identify you as being someone that's interested, and we can reach out to you as well. But the best thing to do if you're interested in any of these roles is just to go ahead and look at the position descriptions and then apply, so we can get you in for an interview screening and then get you over to our clients. So the first role that I have, actually 2 roles, both based out of San Jose, California. It has a project engineer and a project manager. So we're looking for both roles, multiple openings for both positions with our client in San Jose, California. Our client offers full service design build solutions from fabrication all the way to installation and maintenance. They were voted as a #1 best place to work in San Jose for several years running. So in these roles, you'll be working on site in San Jose, California, assisting the project management team with overall planning, scheduling, resource allocation, and project accounting. They are really looking for someone with experience in the construction industry and a mechanical engineering degree, but they would be open to more junior program managers. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, that you want to get into the construction industry in a project engineer or project manager setting, this is a fantastic opportunity for you. So if you're interested in that role, go ahead and take a look at the position description, apply, or reach out to one of us for more information on those roles. The next opportunities we have are operations manager and an operations supervisor. These roles are with a fantastic company that works in warehousing and distribution. They're located in the Southeast. They're headquartered out of Augusta, Georgia. They also have facilities in Savannah and Pooler, Georgia as well. These were opportunities that we've actually shared before, but they have now shifted the location to Augusta, Georgia. We know that's a really popular spot for a lot of transitioning service members. So we're really excited to bring these opportunities to you, especially ones in the operations space. We know that's also a very popular area that a lot of service members or veterans want to transition into as well. So for the operations manager, operations supervisor roles, they're looking for someone with the logistics supply chain background, ideally someone that has some Lean Six Sigma experience. And these roles really require a lot of leadership. They want people that can manage those relationships, manage supervisory experience as well. So someone from the military transitions very well into these types of roles. And this company has hired on several of our vets and transitioning service members already. So they're really excited to get more military affiliated talent into their company. So again, that's an operations manager and operations supervisor in Augusta, Georgia. And then last but not least, I have a business process analyst role. This one is really exciting because it's a hybrid position. You'll work about 2 days in office and the other 3 days remote from home, but you do need to be based in the DC metro area. Another thing that makes this role really exciting is that they want someone ideally with the Coast Guard background. So that's something we're really excited to bring, is to, bring opportunities to all the branches. But we know someone that has experience working in the Coast Guard, if you're a Coast Guard vet or worked alongside the Coast Guard, or DHS, this is a really great role for you as a business process analyst. They do want someone with about 5 years of experience with process improvement, project management, implementation, change management, or client management. So if that sounds like you and it sounds like it could be of interest, you can go ahead and look up the business process analyst role on our careers page, look at that position description and apply, or you can just type business process analyst in the chat and we can get more information to you. So that's what I have for everyone today, Lucy.
Oh my gosh, Kate. So what have we got? Project engineer and project manager, San Jose, ops manager and supervisor, Augusta, and business process analyst, DC Metro and hybrid. Thank you. Yeah. Unusually, I'm coming to you with a couple of roles today, and I think that's just hugely indicative of the amount of direct hire and permanent vacancies that we're working on at the moment. So you get to hear my voice again for another couple of minutes. I am working with a client who has positions out of China Lake in California. If you're familiar with that area, there is a huge military installation there. And these roles are in the construction management arena. So it's working on the China Lake earthquake recovery program, which is super exciting and very interesting. And the positions that I have include a scheduler, an estimator, a construction manager, QA, and engineering tech. The projects are occurring more or less concurrently. Some projects are well into construction, some are nearing completion, and others are just at the finalization of design stage. Current completion estimation date for this project is the fall of 2024, but like everything, it always tends to bleed a little bit longer. So if you're interested in hearing more about those, just drop me a comment below or send me a DM, and I can definitely connect with you and give you more detail. The roles, if you do want to have a look at the job descriptions, are on our website as well. So if you search by China Lake, California, you'll be able to find those. And finally, from me, I have a senior cyber operations engineer, and that's out of the Baltimore metro area. So if you're familiar with the area, it's in Hanover. And this also, like the one that Kate talked about, is looking for somebody who is either a COSTI veteran or has experience working with the DHS. You have to have at least 5 years worth of experience, though, with process improvement, process management, implementation, change management, or client management. And there definitely does need to be that experience either with the DHS or with the Coast Guard. So yes, those are the two from me today. That was the Senior Cyber Operations Manager in the Baltimore area and lots of construction roles in China Lake, California. Matt, what about you?
All right, thanks, Lucy. So the first thing I wanted to share is a marketing manager. This one is in Beaumont, Texas. If you're not familiar with that area, it's kind of just east of the Houston area. So marketing manager, this one I'm thinking is perfect for a military spouse. We have one on our team specifically that shared the great video with everyone at the very beginning. But this is one where I want somebody with 3 years of marketing experience. Somebody coming out of the military, I'm thinking, public affairs, the communications and strategy realm, somebody with that, can work directly with the VP of a company. So you're reporting directly to that VP. You create, deliver, edit, optimize marketing materials, and you're supervising a lot of social media outreach. You deliver it on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those social media platforms. You're the one promoting all of this material. You're ensuring that messages are and support are consistent with marketing strategies, which you'll also help develop too. So that's a really cool opportunity. It is 100% in the office. I know there's a lot of folks out there that have the right background. You have the right skills necessary, but it is specific to that Beaumont area, which is, again, near Houston. The next one I have is a rental coordinator. These ones are located in multiple different positions. You got one in Texas, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, New Mexico, Maryland. It's fairly, say, entry-level position that can really get your foot into the door if you're looking to get into sales, operations, management within a company. For this one specifically, you're ensuring that rental-related functions, they're being conducted efficiently, timely, and accurate. You're tracking a lot of material that's going in and out for different projects within the company. But again, the path for this, rental coordinator, sales, operations, management, there's a lot of room for growth within the company. Something I've noticed, folks coming out of the military, don't necessarily have to be told what to do and how to do it. It's just you get a task and a purpose, you just go out and do things. This is a great opportunity for someone, especially maybe a junior enlisted, to come out and prove your worth. I think it's an excellent opportunity in a ton of different locations. The final one I have is an EHS manager in Irvine, California. So, you're ensuring there's compliance with government, environmental, health, safety regulations, industry standards from the environmental health standpoint. You conduct risk assessments on all processes and equipment. They want somebody with a bachelor's degree in occupational safety and health or 5 years of relevant experience. Having CPR, first aid background, having the OSHA 30 certification is huge, but you need to be familiar with various ISO qualifications with environmental and safety management systems. So those are some key requirements for each of those positions. If you're interested in any of those, put it in the chat that you're interested in that specific position, and I'll be able to go back there and reach out to you. Same thing with those operations positions. Put down you're interested. Give us a little bit of information to work with so we can help you.
Amazing. Thank you, Matt. So that was the marketing manager, the renter coordinator, and the EHS manager. So we have had a few questions in the chat today. First of all, it was a statement rather than a question, but Mary said that she was looking for a recruiting role, a remote recruiting role. Mary, I'm going to direct you to my LinkedIn page. Take a look at the post that I posted last night and have a read of that. We potentially maybe recruiting a recruiter in the future, but we definitely are looking for corporate recruitment experience, not just military recruiting experience. So there's that for you. Matt, I'm going to involve you in this next question. So James asked for some advice. So he's a retired 11B, so infantryman, with an associate's in general studies. And he has asked, should he focus more on his education, or do we have an idea of what he should try to do next? If he asked you that question in a meeting, what advice would you give him?
So that's unique because I was an infantry guy in the Marine Corps, also pursued the general studies degree as well. So it's almost like I'm a.
Did you write it?
So that's kind of me in a nutshell right there. So, there's a lot of different paths you can go down. I think the education piece is huge because, infantry is a very difficult, any of those ground combat arms MOSs are very difficult to translate into the civilian world. It really is. There's a lot of skills out there, though, that you do bring to the table. The supervisory skills are huge. A lot of companies do want some relatable experience. And I think just having some education and certifications is huge to be able to have something to back yourself up. But, you don't, not necessarily selling yourself short with, you don't have like the cybersecurity background. You don't have necessarily the picture perfect black and white logistics backgrounds. You probably have a ton of experience that can relate to a lot of different jobs out there. It is important to have the education piece and at least pursue that and have goals. So having a specific goal, an industry you want to get into. I never once thought I'd be getting into this. Not a chance. Somebody took a chance with me and another person took a chance, and here I am. Figuring out, hey, I've even asked Lucy, like, hey, if I want to stay in this industry, what would be best for me? Which direction should I go with education? Because that's something I want to pursue. And she gave me some good pointers on, which direction I should go. And it really helped me figure that out. So reaching out to somebody, if you can reach out to me directly, if you want to, for more information, providing a little bit of direction and where to go. The education piece will definitely help out.
And I think I would add to that, James, do some discovery. Go onto Google. There is a Google Jobs search. Look for roles that you may be interested in, that you have at least 50% of the qualifications for, and see what certifications or degrees they're looking for. So do that plan ahead piece, and then think, okay, look, this data engineer position looks interesting. Let me look at more and see what the common theme is across all of these roles in terms of certifications or qualifications, and then really pinpoint and you'll focus your search based on that. But I think Matt's advice is key, is start talking to people, people in companies that you want to work for, people in jobs that you think might be interesting. Do your due diligence and take their advice, because right now we're not 100% sure what you think you might want to do. So it's quite hard to give you like a definitive answer based on your initial question, but it's a great question. So thank you. Mary did ask, do we have any remote positions that don't require a degree or pay only for commission for veterans? The simple answer is yes and no. So most positions that we host on our website do state that they're looking for some semblance of education, but often they say or experience in lieu of. But I think this is a really good point that I want to make. We are the conduit to these companies. We are the gatekeeper. We are enabled to have a long conversation with you to find out how great you are and really your motivation. And so we can represent you and demonstrate you to our client base. And we can talk through that piece about qualifications with them. And it's one of the first conversations that we have with them in terms of our veteran community or even military spouse community are not comparable to the civilian population that have been in this one area, this one industry for the whole of their careers. So they're definitely, regardless of what is stated on a job description, there is some agility. So if you take a look at our roles and you see something that you are interested in, do reach out or do apply, but make sure you write a note to acknowledge the fact that you don't have everything that is specifically stated on the job description so that we can then pursue that conversation with you and then potentially have that with one of our clients. So I hope that helps, Mary. Just trying to, there's a question here from Dimitri, which I'm reading on the spot. I haven't got an answer prepared, so I'm going to try and go with this. Kate, maybe you can help me. Dimitri asked, would you recommend veterans look at or stay away from federal jobs? I have an answer, but Kate, what do you think?
Sure. I think, it's really hard for any of us to tell you exactly what you should do, right? It really depends on what you want. So we're never going to tell you to stray away from something, right? Unless it's a, Ponzi scheme or scam or something like that, right? But, you have to kind of do your own due diligence. And it kind of goes back to Matt's answer about, finding out what you want to do. And the best thing I can recommend, if you are considering federal jobs, is to talk to other people that have transitioned into federal jobs and find out what they like about it, what they don't like about it, some avenues that you could use to come and find a federal job, because there are a lot of really great opportunities and there's a lot of great positions that translate well from certain experience that you have in the military. So I think it's one of those answers where it just depends, but I think it all depends on what you want for your career and where you see yourself going. And you could have a great experience in a federal job and then maybe transition over, outside of a federal job later on in your career. So I think the biggest thing is just have conversations with people that work currently in the types of roles in a federal entity that you're interested in and find out what they like about it. What's their day-to-day like? And then you'll see if it sounds like something that might be appealing to you.
And I agree. I would never steer anybody away from a federal position. I mean, look at that stability. You've got another job again for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You're going to be able to move around the country or even around the globe if that's what you want to do. There's definitely some benefits to federal work. But, absolutely, it has to be what you want to do. I think there's one last question here that I'm going to take and then see if Kadeen or Matt or Kate want to add anything too. So Mo has asked, I'm a retired Air Force ensign CO with a leadership instructor background. What industry job titles should I focus my efforts in? And I'm going to throw that question right back at you, Mo, because we often get questions like this. And I'm going to use this as an example to say, what you've presented to us is a rear view mirror. You've told us what you've done, okay? What you haven't presented is the windshield, which is, what do you want to do? Do you know what you want to do? Which elements of your role have you really enjoyed that you can extrapolate and highlight and put on a position on a resume that really will serve you in your next career? I see, I think somebody below said, how do you consider talent management or talent acquisition? Absolutely. There definitely are some synergies in terms of that role. It's about the personality and engagement there and talking to people all day, every day, which is what we do, really getting the best out of people and leading them towards their ultimate goal, which is something that we all really enjoy. But we find those tricky questions to answer because there isn't, as much as you may see on Northrop Grumman or Raytheon or whoever site, you plug your MOS in and it spits out what job you should do. It's, we don't know what your motivations are. You might have hated your role, but you might have enjoyed something else, perhaps in a volunteer capacity that you can utilize all of your experience and bring it together and craft a really competitive resume to move forward with. I mean, I guess, Kadeen, what do you think? You've just been through the transition yourself. You're going through it right now. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, that's great advice, Lucy. I would say multiple people when you're coming out of the military is so overwhelming because you don't know what you want to do when you grow up, right? But inadvertently, what Lucy said, focus on the area of interest that you think is your strongest suit. So if you're very good at working with people, maybe talent management, talent acquisition, maybe management. If you feel like you're really good with logistics, try to pivot more into the logistics side of the house. We do have Jake Masonite in the comments, so feel free to connect with him if that is an area of interest. If you're looking to go more IT related, look for entry-level IT related role. But just try to focus more on your interests and then take it from there.
Yeah, no, that's great. Matt, what about you? What do you think? I mean, again, you've been through that transition. And like you said, you never thought you would land here in this team.
Not a chance. Finding a mentor, I think, is one of the best things you can do in the networking piece. I think we talk about that all the time. You know, I gave that example of the education piece, using somebody that's been in the industry for years on end, like 20 years now, somebody that's been doing it for so long, reach out to them. You know, I was looking to do the PMP thing and I talked to somebody and it turned out I didn't want to do that. Like, I didn't want anything to do with it. It wasn't going to make me happy. It might take some time for you to really sit back and think, like, what's going to give me purpose. Don't just take a job to get a job. I mean, you might have to until you get, on your feet and get going in the right direction and discover what you truly want to do. It can take a long time. But reaching out to some folks, there's a lot of great organizations out there. ACP is one of them, Veterati. There's a few other organizations out there that can help point you in the right direction. Like, oh, you're infantry in the Army, you're looking to move to this state. Well, here, I got somebody that can help you. And they can point you in the right direction. They can give advice, reach out there and talk to people and build relationships, I think is huge, because you don't know what you don't know. There's a lot of things I didn't know coming out that I know now. And it took a year for me to figure it out. So I'm still learning. Every day I talk to somebody, I'm talking to people, I'm trying to help get a job, and they teach me things like, oh, this is pretty cool. I start remembering these things, and it's just about building the relationships.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt. It's time for us to tie everything up. There's one last question. Somebody's asked, I don't know who it is, so I'm sorry. It says LinkedIn user here for me. Do we know if any of these roles offer relocation assistance, or does it depend on the employer? Totally depends on the employer. It is absolutely a question that we ask when we meet with them to take the roles in the first place. Some say yes, some say no. So if that's something that you're interested in or you would need, do make that clear when you are talking to us, or if you're talking to any other company. Gosh, it's been busy today. There's an awful lot of information that we've shared, but it has been amazing. Thank you so much for all of your time. It's been great to see you, everybody, old, new, and Jake, who's always in the comments as well from Masonite. We love having you here. We will be back next week, 2 p.m. Eastern time for more LinkedIn Live. But until then, have a lovely week. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye.